Okay, so last video we learned how to build a function. A function is just something that does a bunch of different things, a regular piece of code, but you can reuse it over and over again. So what we did is, at least for our first function, we built a total price. It's something that calculates total price based on the cost of the menu item and how much of a tip we want to pay our waiter or waitress. And we can even put in some code down here that will prompt us, okay, so what's the cost, what's the tip, and then it will actually print the total price for us, and the function will do everything that's being defined up here. We also don't have to return an amount. We can just say print total. Oh yeah, because that's what we're doing. So print total. And that will automatically print for us the total. So we don't have to actually include here. We can just say total price, because total price is now going to print off whatever it is that we want. So I'll do the same thing here. A return, I did want to just introduce that because it is a very nice feature for some functions. When we don't want a function to necessarily print something, we just want it to return a value, then uh, then we use the return feature. Otherwise, we're just going to say print it because that's what we want it to do anyway. So, okay. Now, what I want to do is show you that we actually don't need any of this stuff. We can put it in. If that's what we want our program to do, we can put that in. But in this case, we're going to use what's called a module. So you may have heard of some modules. There are famous ones in Python like NumPy or SciPy or other things like that. Those are examples of modules or packages. It's predefined functions and predefined code that will automatically do things for you. They're extremely handy to use. And right here, since this is just a code with a bunch of definitions, we have just created our own module. And we might call this module, restaurant or something like that. So, um, so if we go over to, not that, let's see here, yes, okay. So, right now I'm in my code folder. And if I go ahead and look, I called this one fun and mod dot py. This pyc is just a copy, so dot py. Um, for functions and modules, not necessarily because it's fun and mod. I don't know what mod is, but anyway, so we can actually go into Python mode. So type in Python, press enter. Now, you may have heard of the import command for Python. So you can import all sorts of different things. So I could import NumPy. That's one package or module that you could import that does a bunch of handy things. We are going to go ahead and import our own file. So do import and then just the name of your file. Not py, but just fun and mod. And it should work just fine. So now we don't really know what we've done. Python doesn't tell us, it just executed that command for us now. But let's go ahead and define a few things. So for example, we've got, you know, as we have here in our code, we've got the cost that we need to define. So let's say that we had a cost of a pizza, and let's say that was 12, okay? And then let's say that the tip that we wanted to tip was a 15% tip. Okay. What else do we have? We've got food type. Let's go ahead and call that right now burger. What else do we have? Oh, age. Let's say that the age for now is 23. Okay, and then a waiting time estimation. Let's call number of people. Oop. is equal to 25. All right. So now what we can do is we can call our functions. And the way that we do that is we say, okay, from fun and mod, we're just going to type in fun and mod, dot, and then this is where we call the function from our module. So we're going to call the total price function. Now what are we going to include in here? Well, we're going to include what we were supposed to include, which is cost and tip, right? And look at that. It computed it for us, 14.8695. Remember from the last video, this is actually the same number that we got. But cool, we've called it in a different way. So now we type in fun and mod dot eat time. So, and then we'll just type in food type, and we'll type in the age. All right, and what that should give us is our eat time, which is 0. Why is that the case? What did I do with time? 1 divided by 23. Oh, that's right. We did a silly thing and we did not declare floating point numbers. So we might have to redo that one. That's good though. Error checking. Nice. We could also do fun and mod dot wait time and number of people. All right. So the wait time is going to be approximately 2 minutes, is what it looks like. All right. Not bad. Not bad. And then we can quit out of Python mode. Again, you don't have to, we could just throw all of the prompts and everything in here. So we could prompt us to say, you know, like, what is cost, print, what is cost, etc. But we don't have to do that. The modules are very, very handy when you want to work in real time or you know, want to just do some basic calculations. This is like how a calculator would work, is we'd have just a module that we would import with a bunch of different predefined calculations or whatever. This is what NumPy does, it's what SciPy does. It's a very, very handy feature. So with that, and with, let's change these to floating point numbers. This should change everything. So if we save that, and let's just go ahead and go into Python mode again, import fun and mod, and then we are going to say food type equals burger, and we'll go ahead and say age is equal to 23. All right. So now what we should do, but we want to do, let's do this again and say age is 23 dot. Yeah, so floating point integers, those are going to be important things for the future. Fun and mod dot eat time, food type, and age. All right. So eat time, which we calculated in terms of minutes. Well, what we probably should do is do this and then multiply it by, or divide by 60 to give us the hours. Oh, great. Well, don't worry about it. We weren't worrying about too much what it was doing anyway, so. Anyway, I'll see you guys in class, and you know, just go through this, see what makes sense to you. Obviously, the algorithm and not everything is necessarily exactly how it would be at a restaurant, but you can create your own and make it a little bit more realistic. And we'll talk more about functions and modules and their applications more when I see you guys in class. Okay, bye.